The Tennessee Titans did not extend any of the 4 players with void years by the close of business on Monday. I asked this question in the YouTube community. I posted a poll and I asked you guys who you wanted. I will break down those numbers and what I think of each of the 4 players that we did not re-sign before the void years came into effect this year. And guys, as I've been saying all off season, it truly is an end of an era. Hey Titans fans, how's it going? Titan Uprising here. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's show. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to my new subscribers. You guys are commenting saying, hey, I'm a new subscriber, and that's awesome. I love to see it. I'm happy you guys like the content. We'll be here all off season long. Please continue to like, share, comment, and if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It really helps out. Help out a fellow Tennessee Titan fan as well. So guys, as I said in the beginning, the Titans did not extend 4 players by the close of business on Monday. Now, this does not mean we do not re-sign any of those 4 players. It just becomes less likely that we do because, you know, you can pick up some of those void years, the void year, the dead money, but we didn't do that. So I'll break that down because we didn't do it, like I said, with anybody, which, hey, we'll dive into the first one here, and that's Derrick Henry, guys. So $4.7 million in void money this year. 17% of you YouTube community guys, my followers out there, 17% of you guys wanted to extend Henry. Now, Henry for the first time will be able to test free agency, guys. And I think it's clear that he wants to win a ring. And unfortunately, the Titans won't be in competition to win a ring next year. Maybe they surprise us, but you know, we're probably looking at 2 years, and that's with us hitting in free agency this year and next year, and the draft this year and next year, and with Will Levis proving he's the guy. So it's doable in 2 years. 1 year, hey, it's gonna be tough. And like I said, he wants to win a ring. Also, the final game he played in, it sure felt like a farewell game. He waved goodbye on the field, even made a speech at the 50-yard line. We also look to have the heir apparent in Tyjae Spears. And Spears has looked amazing. And this will be his backfield next year. The writing is on the wall for this one. This one sucks. This one hurts. I truly hope he wins a ring in his career. He is my all-time favorite Tennessee Titan. I love the guy. I have his helmet right here behind me signed. I got, little figurines here. This is a numbered one, King Henry. It's a little bobblehead, him and his throne. I'm huge on Henry, guys. This one hurts, but he's not coming back next year. It sucks. We also have to kind of take a turn as a franchise and kind of get with a more modern approach at running back. And I think Rand wants to do that. We kind of saw what he wants to do, you know, with Tyjae Spears, and I think that's going to fit in with what Callie wants to do as well. And by the way, I call Brian Callahan Callie, so there you go. Now, next guy, Ryan Tannehill. Excuse me. $9.2 million in void money this year. 0% of you guys wanted to extend him. I love it, and I can't blame you one bit. If we re-signed Ryan Tannehill, I'd be sick to my stomach. I would just vomit right off the bat. Tannehill has to go, and he knows he's gone by the comments he made after his last game about how he had nothing to lose. We also have Will Levis, and re-signing Ryan just isn't going to happen. Ryan is gone. I'm happy about it. He was serviceable, but he lost us multiple playoff games. And I think you guys feel the same way when I say bye, Felicia. Now, next guy, Azeez Al-Shaair, or Al-Shire. Still don't know how to pronounce his last name there. Let's call him Azeez. Now, $2.5 million in void money this year. 73% of you guys wanted to extend him. That's almost 3/4 of the people that voted and I had quite a few voters. So 3/4 of you guys wanted to extend him. And this is the one I also agreed with the most. I wanted Aziz here. I wanted us to pick this up just to know he doesn't hit free agency, because he was a very, very good linebacker for us last year. He will be 27 when the season starts. I think he turns 27 in the summer, around June or July. So he's young. We could sign him to a 4-year contract, have him in his prime. This would be amazing. He finished with 163 tackles this year, and that was the 5th best in the NFL. He also added 2 sacks. This is the guy I was hoping we would sign. But guys, it's not over yet. We still could, but he will test free agency just like everybody else on this list. Last guy, Sean Murphy Bunting. $1.6 million in void money this year. 7% of you guys wanted to extend him. And this guy would have been my second choice because our corners have been just bad for years. And he was a bright spot at times last year. He really was. We could use a guy like this if we were to draft a young corner, kind of mentor him, be that veteran. But the corner free agent class is actually kind of decent this year. So maybe we're looking at different routes. Maybe we didn't want to sign him because maybe we signed a couple guys better than draft someone, and then, you sign a guy like this and he's 4th on the depth chart, So let's see what we do in free agency before we kind of say, oh, we're not going to have any corners next year. We're thin at corner. We got Caleb Farley, and, who knows how he's going to come back. Yeah, that's going to be scary. Our corners are thin next year. Trey Avery, he was an undrafted guy. It's just, man, our corners are going to be thin. Anyways, last option was don't sign anybody. Nobody. We don't want anybody. 3% of you guys said, I don't want anybody out of these 4. Let them go. And I actually think this is the route we go with, to be honest with you, because as I keep saying, it's an end of an era, and we're going to be seeing huge turnover. We've seen the coaching staff turnover already. Now we are about to see the player turnover, the roster turnover as well. We're not going to see guys like, thank God, we're not going to see guys like Aaron Brewer anymore. Tougher than a $2 steak. Yeah, good for you. He sucks as a center. I don't care if he's tough. Can he play football? No, he can't. Get him off the field. You're going to see guys like that should have been cut a year or 2 ago. That's going to be gone now. He'll be a backup somewhere, but he's not going to be a starting center in the NFL. Now, that's just an example. And I say, we're seeing turnover. You start at the coaching, and then it's going to trickle down to the players. We're going to see a lot of turnover this year across the board, all over the place. And times are changing for the Titans, guys. They really are. And I want to see what Rand and Kelly are trying to build. I want to see what they envision. I don't think that they are envisioning, the Derrick Henry type of game where you run the ball 25 times, throw it 17 to 20 times, and win the game with good defense. We're going to look at maybe a 1 to 2 back system with guys that are both similar in skill set. Maybe one's a little bit more of a bruiser because Tyjae's more of the receiving guy. But, they're going to be so, not 6'4", 260-pound running backs, right? They're going to be more of the modern NFL. We're going to have, spread the offense out. It's going to be more quarterback eccentric, more quarterback centered. Now, that's good. We're going to get modern, but it's not the same thing. It's not what we're used to. Us Titans fans, we're used to running the rock 30 times a game, playing good defense. I think we're going to see now a modern offense finally in Nashville, and I'm excited for that. But unfortunately, what comes with that is change. And change is not always easy. Change sometimes sucks. I get it. I'm not always accustomed to change. I mean, imagine this, guys. Imagine next year Derrick Henry lining up in the backfield with the Baltimore Ravens, because I think that's where he's going to go. Man, and I'm not a huge Ravens fan. They've knocked us out of the playoffs a few times, going back to 2008 with CJ2K when they twisted his ankle at the bottom of the pile when we were the 1 seed and they freaking beat us. Bullshit. That sucks. Mad about that. Really am. The rivalry going back with Eddie George, Ray Lewis. I mean, that rivalry is there, we've been rivals with the Ravens for a long time. And, if he goes there, man, I feel like he's following suit with Derek Mason when he went there, with Steve McNair when he did, And guys, if that happens, I'm going to break down that whole video about Derrick Henry going to the Ravens, what that means to me and what that means to probably the majority of us as Titans fans. But that's for a future day. But I'm just letting you guys know that this turnover is coming. Be prepared. Don't be surprised if any of these guys, or all these guys, I should say, don't end up on the Titans next year. Maybe we go after a guy like Patrick Queen, and spend the big money in free agency with a linebacker like Patrick Queen, because the Ravens probably won't be able to keep him. And remember, we just got Denard Wilson from the Ravens. There's a connection there. We're going to start seeing connections from these guys, okay? Some of these coaches we pulled in, we're going to start seeing connections there. Players that played with them, like, for instance, T. Higgins has already said he'd like to play in Tennessee. Go with Brian Callahan if the Cincinnati Bengals don't franchise tag him, which, by the way, opened today. No one's been franchise tagged yet as of me making this video, but it's going to happen soon. So there's a lot to go on that's going to go on this offseason. This is just one small little nugget of the offseason, but it starts with something like this. We're going to start to see and get an idea of what Tennessee wants to do. We're piecing it together, okay? In my opinion, with them not signing anybody, lets me know that we should expect huge roster turnover this year. And we're going to see a new team out there. And I'm excited for that. But guys, stay with me all off season long. I will be here. If you're a new subscriber or new viewer, please subscribe. And as always, tighten up, guys.